Hey, party people. It's your girl, Leah Khadijah. Today, I'm bringing you my opinion on the premiere of Killer Curves Bodies to Die For. It was premiered on BET yesterday, August 8th at 10 p.m. And the crazy thing is, I fell asleep waiting for it to come on. And then I woke up about 1:30 in the morning and I watched it, and I literally was in tears through half of this program. Um, First, I'm going to give props to Lala Anthony. She's the executive producer of this documentary, and I feel like she did a great job just bringing awareness to what's going on with this whole big ass craze. Like, first and foremost, they started it off with a woman named Sarah Bartman, who was an African woman. She was brought to Europe, different parts of Europe, as a freak show. They paraded her around. She was basically like a circus act in which people paid to see her enormous ass, because that was something that they have not seen. That was very rare back then. She was born in the 1700s. And I did a little bit of research on her myself. They didn't really get into her whole life story. They just basically said that's where it started from. Big asses wasn't the thing in America. The ideal shape was a Caucasian woman's shape, which was slim, a slim build, no ass, no curves, a model type shape. Somewhere along the lines, I think in the late 90s, early 2000s, where video vixens became popular, asses became a thing of a treasure, like something that everyone wanted. We probably didn't know as regular people that there were models and video vixens, celebrities who were paying plastic surgeons to give them a big ass. However they were doing it. It's so many different ways. So they were getting into that. They started talking to, some regular people. It's a girl. Her name is Jennifer Miranda. She's a New York bartender. How the bartender scene is getting into this craze where they even want killer curves. Now, I don't understand that phenomenon, because you're behind a counter where people can't even really see your body. I always thought bartenders needed big boobs. I mean, that's about it. That's all you can really see. But the way these clubs are set up now, strip clubs and everything, the bartenders and the bar girls, bottle service girls, are wanting to have the same frame as strippers, right? There was another woman, Eponine Mayfield. She's an ATL bartender. She also got her body done, and she showed pics of her before she got the surgery done. Now, these two ladies were happy with the work that they got done. They spent the money in a licensed plastic surgeon office, and they're pleased with it. They don't have any health issues, or they're not revealing that. Then they had K. Michelle, Olivia Cruz, and April Michelle Brown to talk about their botched surgeries. Now, K. Michelle, I believe she went to a licensed place, but she got addicted to it, and she's gotten different procedures done. The woman, Olivia Cruz, she was a plus size model, and she was also on Iyanla Fix My Life, where her body's breaking down. She ended up with end stage renal failure, kidney failure, but she did admit that she got the basement hookup. Like, she was getting silicone injections from a place where they had red cookout cups, and it just wasn't a good environment where she did hers in, and she was addicted to it, where she was doing it every 2 days. Um, she discussed how her ass exploded. Like, literally, she said the wounds in her ass, you can put your fist in it. She said she noticed herself getting holes over time because she would use some salt scrub because the skin on her ass was so rough and dry. She was trying to use some type of sea salt scrub, and she noticed little holes appearing, but she tried to bypass it. But when she finally broke down and went to the doctor to get blood work, they called her 2 days later and told her, you need to check yourself into a hospital. You have kidney failure. Like, your health is really failing. She had been in nursing homes. Like, her health was just out of control. She also said the wound smelled like dead rats. That's how bad it was. It was rotten tissue. Okay? And I give her so much credit, this girl Nivea, because she's telling her story to tell women, like, you have to, number one, research what you're putting into your body, what you're taking out of your body, who's doing it. But not just that. She's like, if you thought your ass was flat before, it's going to be even flatter once you get these things removed. K. Michelle, she's been, in the media telling her story, how her health is failing. She suffered from symptoms of thinking she had lupus. She tried to have a child, and she's basically like infertile. The foreign objects spread to her legs, and she's having issues with her thigh, and taking all types of medication just to feel better. And I commend her too. As much as K. Michelle is off the wall and crazy at times, I commend her for telling her truth. Then there's another woman, April Michelle Brown. She was a hairdresser from Florida. She said she always had a flat ass. A guy had told her that, oh, your ass is flat, and it probably made her insecure. So a young lady came into her salon and told her, oh, she has this new thing she could do, ass injections. And April, she was so hyped about it, she didn't even think twice about whether it was safe or not. She said she went to the lady's house, and the lady did it in her 12-year-old daughter's bedroom, injected her with silicone. April Michelle Brown got really sick. She said her butt got so hard. She said and itchy. She said it itched so bad. She damn near scratched the skin off of her whole ass. Then when she checked herself into a hospital, or when she went to the doctor, and they said, listen, you have to live your life like this. There's nothing we can do. A lot of plastic surgeons don't want to touch these cases because it might end up more botched than than you would expect it to be. Now they have to remove from places where it'll end up looking terrible, a hot mess. Anyway, long story short, she ended up going into the hospital. She got a staph infection. Her limbs turned black. She lost her limbs, all of them, lost her butt cheeks. And so now, she was a hairdresser. She can't do hair anymore. But I give her credit as well for telling her story. And she's also doing like triathlon events where she's running. She got prosthetics. So she's, in good spirits about, her journey and helping other women to overcome this. Like, find the beauty within yourself, because these ass injections could be deadly. It may not happen as quickly for some women. Some women, everybody's body responds differently to things. We know that, right? And people think it's cool, and then there's gonna be a lot of women that's still gonna get these surgeries even though they saw this. And it's sad and unfortunate that we can't just work out or take care of our bodies the natural way, instead of paying a plastic surgeon to inject us with something and then turn around and remove it. K. Michelle says she spent well over $100,000 on her body, and then another $50,000 to get it removed. So, what was the purpose in that? Just to look like, a voluptuous, curvy woman. Then they talked about, some regular women who, weren't celebrities. It was a woman named Letitia Bynum. She's from Harlem, New York. She actually passed away from getting silicone injections. It spread to her heart, her lungs, her liver, her brain. She was a mother of two who left two daughters behind because she wanted a curvier frame. Her mom and her aunt were talking, and it brought tears to my eyes because they said they never looked at her as being that insecure, not liking her body. But with this whole Instagram era, and everybody wants to be a model type and look good in their clothes, they are sacrificing their lives just to look good. Another woman, Kelly Mayhew, they said she was a former BET employee. She died in a basement Far Rockaway. Like, she was from Maryland, I think. Anybody from New York knows when you hear Far Rockaway in itself, steer clear. But that means there's some type of mental block or mental illness to make a woman go to a basement to get injected with something foreign. You have no idea what they're injecting you with, and you lose your life. And a lot of these women are mothers, so you're leaving behind children, and your children are going to grow up to know, my mother died basically, and it's her fault. It's self-inflicted death. It's self-inflicted pain. And again, I'm not being judgmental, because all of us as women have had our moments of insecurities. I'm still going through moments of insecurities. But my problem are more facial, more like they have bags under my eyes. I've gotten accustomed to that. It is what it is. I can't really indulge in makeup as much as other women. I have eczema. I have naturally dry skin, so anything foreign I put on my face will make me break out. I've had issues with my teeth. My teeth is still a work in progress. And I've had braces. My gaps were back apart. Then I veneered a couple of my front teeth. But I still have work that needs to be done. So I'm not being judgmental. I understand why women want to be beautiful, because that's what society places on us. That's what these men place on us, to look beautiful. They make you feel insecure by saying hurtful things, like the lady April Brown said. A guy said she had a flat ass. So that makes you feel inferior to other women. However, we really have to look past those things and say, God made me the way I am. Period. And I have to find the beauty within. Now, I want to kind of step away from that topic, and now that we're talking about my insecurities, there was something in the news the other day about a nail salon in Brooklyn that's now getting protested because a grandmother came with her granddaughters to get services done. I believe the granddaughter got a pedicure and her eyebrows done. She was not happy with her eyebrows, so she refused to pay. Now, these were loyal customers that had been going to this nail salon for quite some time, and they spoke to the owner respectfully, like, listen, I'm not happy with this service. Now, if these are loyal customers, the owner should have took leniency and said, you know what, at least pay for your pedicure, the eyebrows, we're gonna let it go. But it turned into a whole debacle where these Asian women, I don't know where they were from, if they were Korean, Vietnamese, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, Chinese, Japanese, we don't know what they were. Asian women jumped the grandmother and her granddaughters and then got into it with other customers, hitting them with broomsticks, dousing them with acetone. Like, it went way too far, right? Now, bringing it back to my insecurities, my nails is something that I always want done by any means necessary. I hate not having my nails done. If anybody knows me in real life, I always have nails. Very rarely do I take them off, and if I do let them breathe, it's probably for a week the most. Now I'm going to show you, I have a missing nail on this finger because my real nail came off, because I don't let my nails breathe, because the vanity in me won't allow this nail to grow. I could have allowed this nail to grow back so many times, but as soon as it gets a little length, I'm like, ask the guy that does my nails, you think it's ready? And of course he's gonna say yes, because they just want money. They don't care about your health, the fact that this nail may never be the same again because I'm not giving it time to heal. And now I see that someone created a day of blackout for these nail salons. Well, it's really in Asian nail salons, because let's be honest here, a lot of African American women support these Asian salons. We're the reason why they're making money. There's no black owned salons in the Asian communities making money off of them, and it's sad that they can come into our communities and basically treat us like shit. That's basically what they do. And I had touched on this subject on my Facebook page, but I really didn't want to get into it with anybody, have anybody coming from me. But at this point, I really don't care, because I'm going to support my black people no matter what. So Cardi B's nails tech, her name is Jenny. She has a nail salon on Fordham Road. Jenny's Nail Spa, or whatever. First of all, the minimum is $100. You have to make a deposit. I think you do a $50 deposit before you even get there, right? The minimum is $100, but the type of nails that she does, you're gonna end up spending like $200-$300 on nails, which is ridiculous, right? But she does an amazing work. So I went to her twice. First time, fine, okay? I go to her to get a fill-in. I'm there with another black lady, and she starts talking about, the black lady says to Jenny, is it true that Cardi B was pregnant? Now, this is months ago. Is it true that Cardi B is pregnant? So Jenny starts saying, now, this is your celebrity client. You should have just said, I don't know, and left it at that. But here she goes, I hope not. Who told you that? Who told you? I hope she's not pregnant by Offset. He ain't shit. Black men ain't shit. They don't do shit. She said, I know, and I think Jenny's Korean, because she said a couple of her friends have Korean daughters that's dating black men, and the black men don't do shit for them. That the Korean chicks is taking care of these black men. And she said, I don't even know why Cardi's with Offset. He's not shit, but his parents actually, he comes from a good home. His parents are actually like good people. Like, basically, I guess he comes from money. He don't really come from the slums. But the way he acts is like he's a hood dude, right? But she kept emphasizing that black men ain't shit and they don't do shit. And although we as black women, that statement could be true, but not all black men ain't shit. But this is the mentality of these Asian women that's in our communities making money off of us. She's making a killing just off of the fact that she's Cardi B's nail tech. So needless to say, I didn't go back to her because I'm like, I'm not spending my money to listen to that bullshit. Okay? If you never been with a black man, if you're not really from the black community, you should not be speaking on anybody of another race, especially when they're supporting your lifestyle. So I'm all for boycotting these Asian nail salons. I see there's a lot of up and coming black salon owners, nail salon owners, and more power to y'all. I hope that we take it a step further and not just leave it at the nail salons, but we incorporate that into supporting the Chinese food restaurants and anybody that comes into the black community that don't show us the respect that we deserve when we're supporting their lifestyle. When are we going to be able to go into Asian communities and open up a soul food restaurant and they support us? Or open up a black owned nail salon and they support us? Right? That's my thoughts on that, people. We need to do better spiritually, get our soul right, find the beauty within ourselves, and it's not always just the physical. It's our personalities. It's how we treat people. Support black businesses, or just learn how to do it yourself. Okay? I see a couple of other people, like my girl Michelle Kulchik. She made a video about this. Yes, learn how to do the shit yourself or support your own. It's time for us to rise up and find the beauty and the strength within ourselves. Thank you for listening. Drop your comments if you have anything to say. I love y'all. Peace and blessings.